As time bends and empires collapse, Claire and Jamie Fraser stand on the brink of their most harrowing journey, yet a final chapter shaped by war, sacrifice, and the unrelenting grip of destiny. In the epic conclusion of Outlander's centuries-spanning saga, the past and future converge in a sweeping tale of love tested beyond all imaginable limits. Season 8 promises to unravel the last threads of Claire and Jamie's immortal bond, a connection forged through fire, grief, and the kind of devotion that defies reason. Together, they face not only the scars of battles long fought, but the haunting pull of history repeating itself. From the storm-battered coasts of Scotland to the smoldering conflict of a nation torn apart by revolution, the Frasers are thrust into a world unraveling politically, spiritually, and personally. The echoes of previous choices come back with a vengeance in the shadows of rebellion and on the front lines of war. Former allies become enemies. Reopened wounds from the past. And time, once a mysterious blessing, now threatens to become their greatest enemy. As the specter of the American Revolution reaches a boiling point, Claire and Jamie return to their Scottish homeland in search of solace, but instead discover that the past offers no sanctuary. They are forced to confront treacherous truths and shattered loyalties because they are haunted by unfinished business and being hunted by the vengeful Captain Charles Cunningham, a ghost from Jamie's darkest days. The weight of past mistakes, secrets, and love-related sacrifices carries with each step forward. Jamie, torn between his fierce loyalty to his Scottish roots and the revolutionary ideals of a new world he helped build, finds himself at a crossroads. The battle between identity and aspiration plays out not just on battlefields, but in the heart of a man split by two nations. Meanwhile, Claire's knowledge of the 20th century, which was once their greatest advantage, turns out to be a double-edged sword. In a world dominated by superstition, her progressive medical practices rekindle rumors of witchcraft and put her and the people she loves in danger. Their marriage, long a source of strength and shelter, now faces its most profound reckoning. Claire's long-buried guilt over her relationship with Frank Randall comes back to the surface at the same time that Jamie's own secrets come to light, including the shady lies he has told and the hidden fears he has held. When a vision from the past, Jamie's ghostly apparition, once glimpsed in season 1, returns as a metaphysical echo of a near-death encounter, they are both forced to question everything they thought they knew about time, fate, and the permanence of love. In the new world, across the tapestry of time, Brianna and Roger Mackenzie are locked in their own desperate struggle. They literally race against time to preserve the Fraser legacy while their children are caught in the crossfire of unseen forces. Brianna must become both a warrior and a scholar, a mother and a tactician in a battle that spans centuries, drawing on research that has been hidden for a long time and secret protections that Frank Randall left behind. But they are not alone in this fight. From the shadows, new, cunning, and calculated enemies emerge. Amaranthus Grey, whose ambition knows no bounds, and Elbeth Cunningham, bent on vengeance and domination, align their schemes to dismantle Fraser's Ridge and eradicate the very bloodline that built it. These antagonists are not merely threats to land and title, but to identity, heritage, and the hope that a family forged across time can outlast those who seek to erase it. This final season is more than a conclusion. It is a crucible, a test of legacy, of lineage, of love itself. Every moment is imbued with finality, whether vows are whispered under cannon fire or impossible decisions are made under the weight of history. As the threads of fate tighten and timelines converge, Outlander reaches its emotional apex, a tapestry of resilience, redemption, and reunion. Claire and Jamie, Brianna and Roger, young Ian, and all who have walked this long road find themselves caught in a reckoning that will demand the ultimate price. Will their love, a bond tested across lifetimes, battles, and betrayals, endure the collision of destiny and history? Or will the final thread unravel, severing a connection that even time could not undo? The last chapter of Outlander is a thunderous farewell, a love letter to time, to legacy, and to the kind of passion that changes the world. Survival skills he taught her lessons in resilience, precision, and control became Brianna's lifeline, passed down not through warm affection, but through quiet, strategic foresight. Brianna and Roger find themselves entangled in a battle that is much larger than their own lives. This battle spans centuries and combines personal sacrifice with historical upheaval through cryptic letters, hidden artifacts, and the unspoken threads of familial destiny. William Ransom, Jamie Fraser's secret son, who stands at the crossroads of bloodlines and ideologies, is inextricably linked to their struggle. William, raised as a British aristocrat yet born of Highland fire, wrestles with his identity in the shadow of a war that demands loyalty and clarity. His journey parallels Jamie's own youth when choices between duty and love, honor, and rebellion defined the man he would become. Now William must forge uneasy alliances within the Revolutionary War, walking a path that mirrors and redefines his father's legacy. As the season unfolds, the series' central mystery, Claire's extraordinary ability to travel through time, comes full circle. Her journey is revealed not as a series of accidents or coincidences, but as a predestined loop, intricately tied to ancient rituals performed at Cray Dun. The mystic stones, long believed to be a portal across time, are shown to be more than that. They are the linchpin of a cosmic design, guarded by natural symbols like forget-me-nots and shaped by unseen hands across generations. The ultimate goal of Roger's earlier trip through time, in which he attempted to alter the past to guarantee his own existence, is achieved. His actions established the conditions for Claire's initial crossing, demonstrating that each sacrifice was part of a larger plan. Claire's time travel was not merely personal. It was essential to preserve the Fraser lineage and guide the flow of history away from ruin and toward a future shaped by love, resilience, and truth. William finds himself at the center of an unimaginable fate when this revelation and Gus Duncan's eerie prediction about the king's son collide. Duncan's old cult, once dismissed as a myth, resurfaces as a time-traveling sect whose ultimate goal is to manipulate history by targeting key bloodlines. William, unknowingly at the center, becomes both a catalyst and a guardian of change. The revolution's course, and, by extension, its future are altered as a result of his actions, motivated by honor and instinct. The Battle of Yorktown is the point where the story reaches its apex. Jamie Fraser returns to the front lines amid the chaos, leading Highlanders with the courageous defiance that once made him a fugitive. His leadership is not merely tactical. It is emotional, a final stand for the ideals he has lived, lost, and bled for. Claire, now at a crossroads of healer and warrior, faces a devastating choice. Bound by her oath to preserve life, yet driven by her undying love, she risks everything to protect Jamie. Her sacrifice echoes the heartbreak of Culloden, but with a new dimension this time. Love does not surrender to fate, it defies it. Meanwhile, in the 1980s, Brianna and Roger confront a deadly adversary at Cray Dun. The enemy, a descendant of Duncan's cult, sees their children Mandy and Jemmy not as innocents, but as anomalies that threaten the natural order of time. Brianna's maternal instinct is sharpened into a weapon. Drawing on the guerrilla training her father Frank once instilled in her marksmanship, cryptography, strategic evasion, she transforms from engineer to warrior. Frank is shown in flashbacks as a man haunted by knowledge who is preparing his daughter for a life of temporal war rather than a normal one. "Think like a Randall," he told her, and now she does. Her mission parallels Claire's in the past. At Lallybroch, she uncovers blueprints and hidden compartments in Frank's journals using 18th century designs to transform the estate into a fortress. Once a refuge, Lallybroch is now a battleground for survival, heritage, and creativity. A stand against oblivion is every wall strengthened and trap set. Roger, who was once an academic who loved books and music, takes on a new role. He begins to piece together a buried narrative in Frank's journals, a coded trail that links the Frasers to important but undocumented American Revolutionary events. The most important of these is William's occult mission to forge a fragile alliance between the Highlanders and the Continental Army, an alliance that isn't mentioned in books about history but was crucial to the nation's birth. In a desperate gambit, Roger travels back to 1778 to prevent William from being killed in a British ambush. His arrival, however, disturbs delicate bonds. Despite the fact that he saves William, his actions instill distrust between father and son. Unknowingly echoing Roger's own struggles to reconcile identity, loyalty, and legacy, William begins to question Jamie's intentions. These emotional tremors echo through the centuries, a testament to how even well-meaning interventions can destabilize the fragile balance of time. What binds them, Claire and Jamie, Brianna and Roger, is not just blood or love. It is a thread spun through time, stitched by letters, artifacts, and shared resolve. Hidden in Lallybroch's walls are messages from Claire and Jamie, whispers of warning, hope, and love that guide their descendants. These letters become lifelines, reminding them that though time may divide, love remembers. As the finale approaches, Jamie's ghostly vision seen once by Claire in the very first episode reclaims its meaning. It was never just a specter of longing, but a temporal echo of his near-death moment at Yorktown, a final subconscious message reaching across time to the woman who saved his soul. The vision symbolizes something profound, that love, at its most powerful, transcends time, death, and fate. The series concludes with an epilogue of quiet triumph. Fraser's Ridge flourishes, shepherded by a new generation who carry the lessons of the past. William, now aware of his origins, embraces both halves of his heritage, forging a new identity from the pieces of a broken legacy. Brianna, Roger, and their children protect their story, not as relics, but as stewards of truth. The final image mirrors the very first, Claire and Jamie, hand in hand at Cray na Dun, the stones humming with power. Their love, forged in war, tested by time, and anchored in sacrifice, stands eternal, etched not just in history, but in the very fabric of time. The Revolution's dangers, intertwined with the ancient prophecy about the king's son, are only the beginning of a greater story. The prophecy, once a vague whisper in the winds of time, takes on an ominous clarity as the opal necklace comes into play. This necklace, seemingly a simple piece of jewelry, holds within it residual energy from the stones that shape the very fabric of time. Initially thought to be just a relic, it soon becomes both a tool of unimaginable potential and a source of grave danger. Its power could help stabilize the unpredictable nature of time jumps, allowing them to navigate the chaotic waves of history, but it also draws the attention of an ever-present, ever-dangerous antagonist. As Roger theorizes that the necklace might be the key to controlling the unpredictable time shifts they've endured, he doesn't fully comprehend the consequences of using such an artifact. Despite their caution, the necklace's influence on time becomes all too evident. As Roger's theory takes shape, the antagonist closes in, sensing the growing power the necklace holds and determined to wield it for their own nefarious purposes. Meanwhile, Mandy's abilities, both a gift and a curse, continue to unfold. Her visions, filled with eerie glimpses of Jamie's ghost wandering through the battlefields, guide Brianna in ways she doesn't fully understand. In a moment of clarity, Brianna, trusting her daughter's intuition, decides to bury modern medical supplies at Fraser's Ridge, a decision that seems inconsequential at the time, but will later prove to be a life-saving act. Claire's life, hanging by a thread in the 18th century, is saved because of this choice, a twist of fate that brings together the threads of time, history, and family. In a different corner of the world, Jimmy's art becomes another link in this ever-unfolding tale. His drawings, depicting a soldier in a red coat, eerily resemble William's journey. As the lines blur between past and present, it becomes clear that history is not merely repeating itself, it is intertwining across generations. The past is alive within the present, and the present is forever changed by the echoes of those who came before. The climax of this saga unfolds at Cranad, where Brianna and Roger, driven by desperation and the need to protect their family, finally confront the antagonist. The confrontation, charged with emotion and tension, culminates in a struggle over the stones themselves. In the heat of the moment, Roger is forced to make an unimaginable sacrifice. He shatters the opal necklace, an act that sends a shockwave through time itself, creating a temporal barrier that traps their enemy in a fractured time loop. In doing so, Roger severs their own ability to travel through time. This final act, though a victory, comes at a tremendous cost, and it serves as a stark reminder that sometimes the price of protecting one's future is the sacrifice of one's past. This sacrifice, however, becomes the ultimate expression of the season's thesis. Legacy demands defiance, not passive inheritance. The characters have fought, struggled, and made choices that transcend mere survival. They have fought to define their own destinies. In the end, it is not the stones or the necklace that define their legacy, but the strength of their choices, the bonds they've formed, and the sacrifices they've made along the way. In the aftermath of their victory, a letter arrives, a final message from Claire, sent from the past. It reaches Brianna in 1985, dated 1800, offering a glimpse of Claire's heart in the final days before her death. The words contained within the letter are a comfort and a guide, a message that transcends time and space, a bridge between mother and daughter that will never be severed. The final moments of Outlander Season 8 unfold with a quiet poignancy, weaving together the threads of love, loss, and legacy that have spanned 8 seasons. At Fraser's Ridge, the landscape that has borne witness to their triumphs and heartbreaks, Claire and Jamie stand together, hand in hand, on the porch of their cabin. The autumn sun casts a golden glow over the mountains they fought to call home, the same mountains that now serve as a quiet witness to the end of an era. The Revolutionary War, which once tore their lives apart, has ended. Its scars, etched deep into the land and their souls, remain as an indelible part of their story. And yet, despite the wounds of the past, peace, fragile, hard-won, settles over them like a blanket. Jamie's hair is now silver, the years marked in every line of his face. Claire's hands, once so steady and sure, now bear the marks of time. And yet, despite it all, their bond remains as fierce as ever. It is undiminished by the years, the battles, or the losses. "We've outlasted empires," Jamie murmurs, his voice roughened by age, yet carrying the weight of a lifetime's worth of emotion. Claire leans into him, her face softening as she whispers, "Not empires. Time?" In the 20th century, Brianna and Roger stand at Crenad, their children's hands held tightly in theirs. The stones, once full of power, now sit silent at their feet. The opal necklace, shattered in an act of ultimate sacrifice, lies among them. Its magic has been spent, its power broken, but the consequences of its destruction still reverberate through time. Mandy, embodying the strength of both her mother and grandmother, presses a small forget-me-not into Jimmy's hand. The flower, plucked from the pages of Claire's final letter, is preserved across 2 centuries. It serves as a reminder of the past, a bridge between the generations. "It's like Granny's still here," Jimmy says, a wistful smile on his face as he gazes at the flower. Brianna smiles through tears, the weight of everything they've endured settling into her bones. "She is," she replies, her voice filled with quiet strength. Roger, standing beside her, nods in agreement. His gaze drifts to the horizon, where Lallybroch stands as a silent sentinel. Its walls, built to withstand the ravages of time, still guard the secrets of their family, a testament to their enduring legacy. The screen fades to Claire and Jamie Fraser, standing together on the crest of Fraser's Ridge. They are weathered by time, but unbroken. The dawn breaks over the Blue Ridge Mountains, casting a soft glow across the land that has been reshaped by their lives. The Revolutionary War has ended, its echoes fading into the distance. Their sacrifices are etched into the soil beneath their feet, a permanent part of the landscape. Jamie's hand, rough and calloused, finds Claire's. Their fingers intertwine, just as the roots of an ancient tree twist together, unyielding and strong. "We built a life," Jamie says, his voice graveled with age, but still tender with love and gratitude. "Aye," Claire replies, her gaze fixed on the horizon, her heart swelling with emotion, "and it will outlive us both." In the 20th century, Brianna and Roger stand at Crenad, their children's laughter echoing through the air, where once the stones roared with power. The opal necklace lies shattered, its magic spent. But the legacy of the Frasers, both in the past and in the future, will live on. Mandy tugs at Brianna's sleeve, pressing a small forget-me-not from Claire's final letter into her hand. "Will we ever see them again?" she asks, her voice tinged with sadness and hope. Brianna kneels, brushing a tear from Mandy's cheek. The wind stirs the trees around them, and as she whispers, Roger's hand rests on Jimmy's shoulder as the boy stares at the stones, now silent. She knows that though the stones may be still, their story is far from over. "Legends don't die," Jimmy declares, echoing Jamie's words from a lifetime ago. And with that, the legacy of the Fraser family of love, of sacrifice, of time continues, unwavering and eternal. If you loved diving into the epic conclusion of Outlander and unraveling the Frasers' timeless saga, don't miss what's next. Smash that subscribe button and hit the bell so you never miss an upload. The adventure doesn't end here.